Hello everyone, welcome to GSSCORE. I am Abhishiekh Saxena and today I am here to tell you about our very special program of Q&A, that is for the Public Administration Optional. What do we mean by Q&A? Well, it's an abbreviated form for questions and answers. Ultimately, in the examination, it boils down to the questions and how we answer them that fetch us marks. Hence, apart from the information and knowledge gathering, it is very pertinent for a candidate to master the questions and answers and cover the entire syllabus holistically. So what is this program all about? I'll just tell you in a while. So when we look at public administration, it is an optional which is very old in UPSC and continues to remain relevant. Around 8% of the total selections in the UPSC are from the public administration optional of the finally recommended candidate. So we have devised a new approach to the optional through Q&A. Well, some of you might confuse it for a test series. Well, it is not just testing, but creation of an entire learning ecosystem which builds your capability step by step and help you excel in the subject. I'll tell you how. Well, the entire program is premised upon certain foundational pillars and through an enrichment process, a process that not only enriches your learning but also enriches your skills to master this subject. The four pillars are plan, prepare, assess, and improve. As part of planning, this particular program offers you a broad and protracted process to learn the discipline of public administration. The preparation aspect involves not just the concepts, but also the analysis of previous year's questions to drive you towards the right orientation to prepare for this examination. Then the assessment happens through rigorous and a stage-wise testing mechanism to hone your skills in a gradual yet very effective manner. And then finally, you improve your qualities as a candidate to appear in this examination through our active involvement in terms of mentorship, guidance, and hand-holding. Well, more on this through this cycle of excellence. Optional is not an easy subject for that matter, and that goes for any optional out there. It is a learning curve which a candidate has to go through to get grips to the subject. So it basically involves a lot of milestones, and our program of public administration Q&A maps this entire learning curve and becomes a partner with you to finally reach your peak performance. As far as the availability of inputs go, the UPSC gives us what? UPSC gives us syllabus, right? And we have the experience of the previous year's questions. The syllabus is basically composed of concepts, that is theory, right? And it is this journey of concepts which finally culminate into framing of questions and you answering those questions in the most effective manner. So the program of Q&A involves this graduation from one stage to another. We start at the concepts. Then we look at the PYQs to further get the orientation about the very concepts that we have studied. In this program, while you have studied the basic format in the foundation, the program offers you an enrichment, a value addition in a very crisp manner to hone your skills. Then practice through the test, the very validation of the concepts that you have studied, whether you are able to apply those concepts in the actual examination while dealing with the questions. Then comes the mentorship to polish your learnings, to fine-tune your flaws, to iron out the wrinkles that might be there in your preparation. Then comes the improvement cycle, in which we act as your active partners to graduate you from one level to a level above. And then finally, you become a candidate who's there to win, thereby attaining your peak performance. It is a program that guides your self-study. It provides the organization and systematization to the scattered preparation which a lot of candidates face. Also, the candidates face a problem of value addition. What are the thrust areas? Where I should focus more? What are my strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats? That gets further sifted through the idea of mentorship. And in a way, you get a very tailor-made surgical solution for the bottlenecks that you are facing. And thereby, through this constant process, we help you to achieve your peak performance in terms of your ability to negotiate with the examination in the most effective manner. Let me detail out this protracted strategy in more specific manner. If we look at the entire program has been broken down into small learning packets. These learning packets help you consume them and make you learn things step by step, yet in an effective manner. So by the end of the road, you not only end up covering the entire syllabus, but you also end up value adding to the learning. So it's not just a testing ecosystem. Yes, testing is an important part because there's no proof of the pudding without eating. So testing validates the learning. But unlike other programs out there, which are passive in terms of just information throwing or just the testing, wherein you write a test and you get an evaluated copy, this program goes beyond, both before and after that testing, to actually equip you to negotiate with the examination. And that happens through a protracted weekly cycle, which helps you revise and build learning blocks for complete and effective coverage. How do we achieve that? So every week, 2 concept classes will be held on the given topics which are given in the schedule, right? A schedule and a detailed brochure will be available to you through a link in the description. These concept classes take things from beginning to end in terms of their coverage. Though the idea is that since you all have gone through the basics, to value add. So that remains the focus, because often the rudimentary concepts are not asked in toto in the examination. They are asked in a twisted form, in a confusing form. So that you don't get confused, we provide these concept classes to enrich and build upon the basics that you have already covered. They not only provide the topical overview, concept coverage, but also enrichment, that extra push that you need to actually get grips with the topic, to handle them at the level of examination. After these concept classes, the PYQ analysis session goes, which maps the trends, thrust areas, and the evolving nature of questions, orienting your preparation to be strictly exam specific and not just leaving it in isolation to be subject specific. So that subject and exam specificity get amalgamated, gets combined in a beautiful manner in these PYQ sessions, so that your preparation, your focus gets very, very surgical in its approach. Then once you are thorough with the concepts and the orientation, you are tested to validate the learning that you have acquired. As a matter of testing, we have evolved a protracted cycle. So while there are weekly topical tests, there are also sectional tests after substantial coverage of various topics. The first ones are there to gauge your command over the topics which have been covered in the week, so that complete cycle of learning is effectively covered. And the sectional tests validate your preparation as bigger learning chunks and the validation of the concepts that you have covered. Once this happens, a test discussion happens. Test discussion by me, in which I will demystify every question along with the approach to be taken to answer those questions correctly. Because at times we have seen that the candidate is not able to decipher the question itself, is not able to pin the question to a concept in the syllabus. So through this learning cycle, we teach you, we train you to map the question to the syllabus, so that you get a very confined idea about what to write and how to write, thereby inculcating that sort of a precision in your answer and expression. So through this cycle, we make these learning blocks week after week, and by the end of this protracted course, you will be able to not only know what public administration is all about, but also deal with the actual questions in the real examination. Next, when we look at this program, it is very easy. Largely, it is in the online mode. However, you can appear for tests and mentorship at our centers, where I will be available to guide you personally to how to master the subject of public administration and finally score marks in the examination. The mentorship and the testing will be available in both online and offline mode. So if you are comfortable to come to our centers, have a chit chat, clarify your doubts, you are most welcome. Or if you are placed somewhere remote, you can still give these tests online, and regular mentorship sessions are held at the pace of the syllabus and the program schedule to help you constantly course correct your preparation with me. Those mentorship sessions will be online. However, I will be present here anytime for your assistance. Now, there are certain features that I want you to look at. What are we going to cover? So it is going to be an exhaustive program, and it is in a way a mini course of PubAd, which adds value to your preparation, not just in terms of the content enrichment, but also in terms of the enhancements of the quality of concept knowledge, your ability to articulate in the examination and fetch marks. So it will have 40 odd concept classes, 18 topical tests of 10 questions each, 2 sectional tests of 20 questions each, 4 full mock to give you that real feel of the examination, the choices, the options within the question paper to fine-tune your strategy once you have learned the basic ropes of the discipline. Also, this entire process will be enriched through pre-IQ discussions so that you remain relevant as a candidate and are in complete sync with the examination and its trends. Also, after every test, a test discussion is held to further fill the gaps in your preparation or your articulation. Then, constant mentorship is one of the significant features where I will be available to you round the clock to ask any queries or discuss the bottlenecks that you are facing. So, I would urge you to avail most of this opportunity and actually provide value to your preparation, right? So do join us for this learning revolution in this new learning ecosystem which goes beyond the traditions to cover the discipline of public administration. So that's all from me, Abhishiekh Saxena. See you soon. Thank you.